everybody. Today, Paul's going to give us some good examples. I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon, so that I may be cheered by news about you. I have no one like him who will be genuinely concerned for your welfare. For everyone else looks out for their own interests, but not those of Jesus Christ. But you know Timothy's worth, how like a son with a father he has served with me in the work of the gospel. I hope therefore to send him as soon as I see how things go with me, and I trust in the Lord that I will also come soon. Still, I think it's necessary to send Epaphroditus to you, my brother and co-worker and fellow soldier, your messenger and minister to my need. For he's been longing for all of you and has been distressed because you heard that he was sick. In fact, he was so sick that he nearly died. But God had mercy on him, and not only on him, but on me also, so that I would not have one sorrow after another. Therefore, I'm even more eager to send him in order that you may rejoice at seeing him again, and that I may be less anxious. Welcome him then in the Lord with all joy, and honor such people, because he came close to death for the work of Christ, risking his life to make up for those services that you could not give me. All right, so who are these guys that Paul is talking about here, and why should we care about them? Well, for one thing, this is a reminder that we're reading somebody else's mail. This is a letter that Paul wrote to the Philippian church in the first century, and so there's a lot of distance. But I think we can see, once we understand what he's talking about, we can close that distance and find something meaningful. So we probably know about Timothy, if you know much about the New Testament. He's one of Paul's closest co-workers. He was a co-writer of some of his letters, it seemed. He talks about him here like a son, even. But Epaphroditus is less familiar. So he's someone who's actually from the Philippian church who came to visit Paul and brought him support from the church while Paul's in prison. And something happened on the way. He got sick. He nearly died, Paul says. But now Paul is sending Epaphroditus back to Philippi with this letter to kind of fill them in on what's going on. Now, he's not just talking about them to explain the situation, give travel plans. That's part of it. But what he's really doing with these two guys is holding them up as examples of people who have the mind of Christ. You can see very clear references to what he said earlier in this same chapter. Timothy doesn't seek his own interests, which is what he told them to do in verse 4. Epaphroditus nearly died, but God raised him up, you could say. God had mercy on him, just as God did with Christ. And they both emptied themselves, which is the heart of the Christlike mind here. And Epaphroditus, it's almost funny, he was concerned that they would be distressed that because he was sick. Right? I don't want you to feel bad that I almost died. Now, sometimes people can have that sort of mindset or talk that way in a way that's manipulative or passive-aggressive, but it's not if it truly is the mind of Christ. He really is trying to think about them more than he's thinking about himself. So why does he bring these up? It's to say, well, is being like Christ possible? Yeah. You just have to find good examples. So today, think about, who are your examples? Who are people, not that they're perfect or like Christ in every single moment of every day, but who are people that you can see things they've done, ways that they've acted, that do display the self-giving love of Christ? If we look to them, then we can look to see how we can do that too.